Hi, you've just tuned in. Don't forget to subscribe to the RSS with HD, turn on the notification, and leave your comments. This is the RSS with HD. Hi everyone, welcome to the RSS with HD with myself, Rashid, Salleh, and joining me, of course, is Haresh. We've got a really interesting topic today. Of course, with the COVID-19, a lot of things have been disrupted, especially in the world, including my voice, especially in the world of sports. And the one major sport that has been really been affected is, of course, football. And we shall be discussing that, and specifically on salaries and the salary wars. Isn't that right, Haresh?
Yes, indeed. Everyone is just so concerned about money. Given the current situation, and it's no joke, no laughing matter, unprecedented times we live in. So, yeah, can't wait to have this discussion.
Well, you know, as we said, football clubs worldwide are sort of feeling the pinch following the lockdown due to COVID-19. You've got the Premier League, got the European leagues, the UEFA, and of course even our M League here has totally been disrupted as well. So the problem is now we've got the problem of not being able to generate income. So ticket sales, merchandise, online sales, everything has been affected. So what's happening in terms of us here in Malaysia?
So the problem here in Malaysia is that many teams rely on ticket sales. But the problem is that there are some teams who do very well with their ticket sales, but there are some teams that only get like a handful of fans at the stadiums. So ticket sales alone should not be the barometer of their sustainability. However, they have been impacted, and in Malaysia there have been suggestions whereby pay cuts are introduced. There seems to be this war brewing between the players and the officials, mainly from the Football Association of Malaysia and the Malaysian Football League, because those in power had claimed that it's unprecedented times and perhaps the wages of players should be slashed. Of course, this does not go down well with the players lah. I mean, not all of them can afford, nice Mustangs and big bungalows. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. Thank goodness I'm in rugby and MMA. We don't have money. But in terms of the solutions there, what kind of solutions can we have? We know the problems there, but everyone focuses on the problems. But we have to move ahead, and find solutions. What kind of solutions should we have? Firstly, on a domestic side.
Look, the thing is this. Now it's a worldwide problem, but what steps or efforts have these teams taken to engage with the fans? Now, if you just go online, go to the social media pages, and all you see in football context, all you see are just the sort of engagement whereby you go with flashback. You see flashbacks. Oh, this team did this in what year, so forth and so on. You see teams encouraging their fans to don a particular jersey of a certain era, and then just post it up. Now, while that kind of engagement is easily done, but to me it's very juvenile, in the sense that how do you monetize from this? Now, let's take what's happening worldwide. We take Formula One for example. We take NASCAR for example. They have immediately ditched, because they know of the current situation. They've ditched the traditional mindset and they just jumped onto esports. Why can't we do the same here? I mean, we've got the facilities, The government has decided to give free, not to say the government, but telecommunications companies are giving free internet access until April 14, correct?
So whether the bandwidth is good or not is another matter altogether.
True, but having said that, if we never try, we'll never know. You know, there are many initiatives that can be done. Like I said earlier, engaging via esports. I mean, imagine you run a small mini contest, and the winner gets to play, an online game with his favorite star. I mean, how difficult is that? It gives the player a sense of fulfillment. At least he's doing something throughout these uncertain times. And the brands associated with that particular team will enjoy the ROI as well. I mean, just put up a whole lot of posters, or whatever merchandising or branding that you can do. Get the player to endorse it while online. And that's branding. That's return of investment, and that's promising eyeballs. There are also gift cards concept. I think it's quite common in the West, not really common here, especially when you go to shops, restaurants, eateries, where you can buy gift cards, 100 ringgit, 200 ringgit. Now, why can't we reinvent that concept into gift cards for tickets, for example? You buy a 100 ringgit gift card, and this will promise you 3 tickets or 4 tickets for that particular team. It's simple things, Rashid. I mean, it's obvious, and I think that if we get this going, we get a few people like yourself, for example, and other more prominent faces out there doing this kind of initiatives. I'm sure that more and more people will actually be interested in this.
Well, from that obviously is from the domestic side, but obviously the world body FIFA is also looking at it, because this is their bread and butter. At the end of the day, the World Cup is the World Cup, but if there are no teams going to the World Cup and no leagues getting the teams into the World Cup, it affects them as well. How do they see this situation, and how can they help the national associations at least stay above water?
Well, FIFA is very concerned with the current situation. As you know for a fact that I think almost all the stadiums in the world are empty at the moment. I think with the exception of Belarus, which fans are still going there, which I don't understand why, but
to each his own.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, so stadiums are pretty much eerily quiet, and it's quite depressing in that sense, especially when whatever that we are experiencing now. Now, FIFA has, I must say this, that FIFA has gone all out to lift the spirits. If you've noticed, they've collaborated with WHO, the World Health Organization, to come up with video clips of famous footballers who are actually encouraging people to stay at home, to stay fit, basically to just lift spirits during this gloomy situation. But FIFA sees it as their duty to offer a lifeline. They know that they've got vast cash reserves. I mean, for the first time ever, I think they are actually publicly declaring that they've got so much money.
Wow. First time ever.
Anyway, FIFA is working. They had in a recent statement said that FIFA is working on possibilities to provide assistance to the football community around the world, and I believe that Malaysia could be receiving some form of assistance if this translate into reality. So hopefully with that cash reserve or allocation will trickle down to the clubs, and hopefully we would not see wages being slashed or cut or even withheld, and that, you don't want the players to be at the receiving end.
Well, we now know. Well, we know that the end of the MTO is supposedly the 14th of April. The league obviously has been affected. In terms of domestic football, where do you think FAM, if we put ourselves in FAM's shoes right now, what would be the best time or the best date for them to start or restart the league? Because, or will they look at FIFA's calendar or reschedule calendar? Because we know the European Championships is going to be moved. The Premier League obviously they will want to end it before they start the new league.
Yeah.
Because as much as we want Liverpool to win the title, they need to win it fairly and squarely, because not only doesn't only affect the teams at the top, but the teams at the bottom, because teams coming up into that division will say it's not fair. We can't go into the we're winning our division and we can't go up. So it does affect both ends of the table. But on our side, on the M League side, what do you think FAM needs to do now in terms of scheduling? Because obviously we know it's affecting everyone's livelihood.
Look, scheduling is not going to be easy, Rashid, simply because there's so many factors to look at. Number one, judging by your tone earlier, and I think your tone is reflective of the tone of many out there, there are doubts that the movement control order would actually end on April 14, because if you want to fight this COVID-19 battle, an extension could be a high possibility, perhaps till the end of the month. And when that happens, and if that happens, you're going to see a whole lot of other form of disruptions. Now, teams can't just say that, or the guardians of the football league can't just say that, okay, MCO has ended, we're starting football tomorrow. It doesn't work that way, because there are a lot of factors to look at. First and foremost, transportation, accommodation, because that whole ecosystem has also been disrupted. Hotel rooms and so forth and so on. Bookings, and teams, in fact, they have said that they need a minimum of 2 weeks. You can imagine that, as an athlete, all of them are all at home. So, as much as they are professionals, and you don't want to doubt them, but still, training at home and training on the field, two different things,
Yeah. So, and of course, there's flight disruptions,
flight disruptions, the getting the rhythm back, what do you call, playing together as a team. So all this actually plays a huge role. And do we have enough weeks left? Because as you know, that Ramadan is just around the corner, and then it's followed by Hari Raya, and then you've got other what do you call, festivities and important dates to look at as well. And yes, the FIFA calendar as well, because FIFA's calendar has been severely disrupted.
Of course.
And so there's so many factors to look at, and there are also suggestions that we should just forget about the M League this year.
Well, we've done that before, I think, with rugby. But yeah, I also heard from friends who are living on the African continent that they're now just starting to get into lockdown. So that the African football situation there is going to be severely disrupted as well. So all around, not just here in Malaysia as well. Well, you know what? Thanks very much for giving us a heads up on the football. Of course, we'd like to say thank you to Amnig, Muslim Gear, our apparel sponsor. They are doing something very special this time around, up until the 14th. So if you do order your apparel from Amnig online, they will deliver it to you for free. So you have to pay. That's nice. I think that's really great. It's a really nice gesture from Amnig as well. Obviously, everyone's trying to keep themselves above water, but having to do this as well is great. So I'll probably be going online to check out the Amnig store after this. But anyway, thank you very much for joining us on the RSS with HT. Don't forget to turn on the notification, subscribe to us, and leave your comments. We'd love to hear what you are saying. So from Haresh and myself, thank you, and you've been watching the RSS with HT.